So funny. I am recording this at 11:11 on 3/31/2026, which is the Essene Passover, March 31st. There is so much happening all at once, there is no time. I am warning. Accept Jesus Christ this second. I am chatting with Brett and DJ from God's Land Down Under and Mike, RepoMan64, in a group chat that we've got going on while we're watching the convergence of the devil's plans, aligning with prophecy, and all converging tonight. What do we have going on? There is an X-class flare inbound tonight. SpaceX is launching a mission to the dark side of the moon tonight because they suspect aliens are hanging out there. No joke. Prophetic Watchman 88 channel just shared a video, and if you forward to after the 55-minute mark, you will see him explaining that when the sign of Jonah eclipse formed an X over America, I hope you guys are hearing all the X's. I can't emphasize any more than I already am. On 4/8/2024, when I happened to be at the Ark encounter in Kentucky during the eclipse, and the Ark was a type of Exodus, and if you look up Exodus 4:8, it talks about the two signs of Jonah, the one at the beginning of grace and the second one at the end of grace that we are at now. That the number of days between 4/8/2024 and 4/4/2026 just happens to be 726 days. And that just so happens to land on the Feast of First Fruits, meaning when it's about 11 a.m. Eastern Time on 4/4, it will be dusk in Israel, which is when their new day starts. I haven't looked at the when their moon rises or anything. And it will transition into 4/5, the Feast of Fruits, or the Feast of First Fruits on the Hebrew calendar. Then we've got this post from Hal Turner. Sorry guys, you'll have to go look all this stuff up. I can't possibly do a video with all the bells and whistles right now. Hal Turner showed a list of American companies Iran says that they will begin hitting on April 1st at 8 p.m. Tehran time. That'll be similar time tomorrow, morning hours for me, that will cause all kinds of blackouts to communications, internet, power grids, food distribution, food availability, gas. And if we can't communicate, if we can't travel, or we can't see what's going on, what do you think that's meant to hide? Will there be this 3 days of darkness so many have been talking about leading up to First Fruits on the dot on the Essene calendar, or all the way to the one on the Hebrew calendar, depending on when it starts? Let's recap. Threats of impending blackouts from an X flare happening tonight. Threats of impending blackouts from Iran strikes on U.S. corporations tonight. Threats of famine. Alien deception ready to go with SpaceX checking out the dark side of the moon. Are people about to start disappearing while there are blackouts? Or, and here's an interesting thought that a commenter, Mama Ford 5, said to me, what if God raised the dead on Resurrection Day and allowed people to see them like Jesus was seen, then rapture the believers on Ascension Day 40 days later? And in fact, Mama Ford was also the one that told me about the astronaut launch from Cape Canaveral tonight to the dark side of the moon. But I replied to her comment with, that's an interesting thought. That would have the dead showing up on April 5th and walking around for 40 days, and then in the twinkling of an eye on May 14th, which is Ascension Day and also happens to be Israel's 78th birthday. We all go, the dead that rose and those of us still standing. With all the stuff going on in the news, that looks like they're planning global blackouts. Are they trying to hide word spreading of the dead rising? Are we looking for earthquakes with this X flare? And of course, earthquakes would happen when the dead rise, wouldn't they? I don't know if we'll be here one more day, 3 more days, 5 days, here until the 10th, which is Prince of Persia restraint being lifted, or even 40 days until May 15th or May 14th of 2026. But regardless, I think the watchmen are collectively noticing the enemy's movements, and we've intercepted their go codes. So I am warning now, Jesus is coming. Be ready, be watching, lift up your heads, for our redemption draws near. Because we are definitely seeing all these things beginning to happen tonight, right now. This is not a drill.